Hey everyone, quick update for the week ending Friday, October 17th. Hope everybody is surviving the volatility. Starting with volatility, the VIX ticked up to almost 29, hit 28.99 this morning before selling off and settling in at 20.78, but haven't seen this kind of VIX since April. So crazy moves we're seeing. The S&P had that big sell-off Friday, of course. We didn't breach that range, but 200-point swings from high to low for the week. So just crazy swings. NASDAQ, pretty similar price action. The Russell, actually a little bit stronger. It pushed on Tuesday, pushed above Friday's high, and then Wednesday extended that into new all-time high territory before selling off Thursday and Friday. And then the Dow, a little bit more similar to the S&P and NASDAQ. Gold and silver finally pulled back today. Gold down 1%, but not before hitting a new pre-market all-time high of 43.92. Silver, big pullback of 5% after hitting a new all-time high pre-market of $53.76 an ounce. 10-year yields down, a little bounce today, but settled in just above 4, lower on the week. Oil also lower on the week, got a little bit of a dip buy up today. Natty gas, a little bounce today, but also lower on the week. Euro and the pound both stronger versus the US dollar on the week. And then Bitcoin taking it on the chin after hitting an all-time high a couple weeks ago of 127,000 and change. Back down, went below 104,000. The future settled in at about 107,280, looks like. All right, as far as my trades go for the week, not a good week for me. Red on the week overall. Pretty decent red week, to be honest. After a really good week last week, so gave a lot back this week. On my 0 DTE and 1 DTE trades, one on the 14th, this was a price action iron Condor that I decided to use no stop on. I just let it go too far. That's way bigger of a loss than I typically would take on one of those, so that was just a big mistake on my part. Had one other that was a winner. That's a long call vertical discretionary that was a little loser. So not much. I didn't trade much in that space at all this week, but minus 4,200. BIX had after a big week last week with the gift that I got from the sell-off on my long options. Gave some of it back due to a massive slippage situation on Tuesday, which I know a lot of you experienced. On the regular BIX, I took a loss of 8,600 after being I think I was up like 3,500 going into that last 20 minutes of the day when that huge tariff tape bomb came out. Say that 3 times fast. And then on my DDBs, hit that one as well. So it's about a $14,000 loss between those two. So ended BIX for the week down 15K, still up over 24 for the month, but gave some back there. Transformers did a bullish VRR, which I transformed for plus 1,274. Mahomes took 2 trades, 2 winners, a little under 2,500 on those. Calendars did 4 trades, 3-4 on Monday, 7-8 was a small loser, and then the 6-7 today, plus 1,252. And then my directional trades, worst week. I don't remember the last red week I've had on my directional day trades, and this week every single day was red. Minus 3K on Monday. Kind of a scratch day Tuesday, minus 714 Wednesday, minus 43. That was the big one. That was the one that hurt yesterday, minus 4,300. And then today, a small loss. So minus 8,500 on my directional trades. It's one of those weekends where I'm going to have to kind of sit down, reset, reevaluate kind of my, the way I think about and manage risk and things like that. It's just some things got away from me. I didn't trade terrible, but it was just kind of a little couple trades here and there that I ended up taking big losses on. That really killed me. And not to mention the most disappointing thing is, we had such massive range this week, right? Which is typically where I kill with these directional trades, and I just could not get anything going. I couldn't get on the right side of the market, got whipped around, and ended up having my biggest loss week in quite some time. So minus 8,500 in that category. In the other category, which is basically just earnings trades, had a earnings fly in JPM that booked a little over 1,000. TSM minus 501, and then my ASML, I completely forgot about it. I was planning on closing it during power hour, completely forgot, and so I am going to get assigned over the weekend. So I'll report what that P&L ends up being. I would have been up a couple, $200-300 or something had I closed it out, but completely forgot, and so we'll see where I get out with the assigned shares. So that's it for me for the week. Everybody have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.